Good morning, party planty people. I'm Joe. I have a Red Bull. It's 9:30 in the morning. My goal for this video is a little bit of Monstera education, a little bit of chit chat. My mom inspired this video because she is also new to the plant hobby world, and unlike me, she doesn't deep dive and do tedious amounts of research to make sure she's doing everything correctly. So this video is for my mom. Everybody say hi, Nikki, in the comments. If you don't, bad luck for 7 years. Say hi to Nikki. Anyway, so today I plan to talk specifically about Monsteras and how to take care of them, and hopefully give you some facts that you didn't know about some cool plants. I am going to give you advice that I'm not following, okay? Do as I say, not as I do. My money has to go elsewhere right now because the world is crazy. We all know that, but that's why I keep buying plants and not the accessories. I buy the plant, I don't buy the accessory. But anyway, do as I say, not as I do. I want to chat for a little bit before we get into the education. So if you're here simply just for educational purposes, jump to this time because I want to talk to people. I like to be chatty. First things first, how's your life? How's your day? How's your mom? How's your grandma? How's all of them? How are you? This week I have been having to deal with our freaking hot water heater going out 4 times. 4 times. I live in an apartment, so I don't have to pay for it, but I've had men in and out of my apartment for days trying to fix this water heater. First, they just flipped the breaker. That didn't work because it shut off again. Then guess what? They flipped the breaker again. Didn't actually fix the problem. And then, guess what? They replaced something. They actually brought out a plumber. Wow, he was very nice. It went out again. So guess what? The plumber came back. He did something else. And as of this morning, we have hot water. Will we continue to have hot water? Fingers crossed. Second, I have accidentally started thrifting sunflower plates. Thrifting sunflower plates. My original idea, and I'm still doing this, is thrifting plates to go under my plants to catch the water, because I like pots, but I think having little dishes to sit under is cute and fun. So first I found this one. It's got dirt on it because a plant lives on it. Sunflower, $1.99 at the Goodwill. Oh, so cute, right? Love. And then I found this tray at the same time. I can't get the stickiness off it. It's fine. So cute, fits on the shelf. Great, wonderful, right? Well, we went thrifting again the other day. I gotta move my frogs. And I found another sunflower plate. I took the sticker off this one. I don't know how much it was. Like maybe $1.99. But, so I'm collecting I'm thrifting sunflower plates, specifically. And then I also found this guy, not the plant, this guy, which I thought was so cute. I put styrofoam in the bottom of it because this thing isn't big enough. And then I bobby pinned part of the string in there. And so now it like wraps around it nicer. I don't know. I think it's so cute. It's got a little gunk right there. The gunk's in the back. Whatever. Love it. So cute. Yeah, my mom gave me this recently. And also, I'm not getting that out. She gave me this pot right here, and this pot right here is being lit up by the light. Whatever. So, updated shelf. Oh, I rearranged my shelf recently. So, my peperomias were on this shelf. I did move this one over because I liked the 2 dangles. Can you see? That's better. I liked having the 2 dangles on either side, and I put my pothos in the back so it's like really fluffy. I brought this pothos from the cart. It'll get less light, but that's okay. I put can you see it? Right there. My snake plant, begonia, pothos. Dude, this pothos is not getting enough light. The leaves that it's shooting out of this brown bin right here are so small. It's, hold on, let me just show you. Like, I understand it's not getting enough light. I'm limited on my resources. So, it just feels silly. But there's another leaf coming out of this one already. Whatever. I'm not here to have aesthetic looking plants. I just like taking care of them. My goal is not aesthetics. My goal is to take care of them and see if I can. And to, yeah, I want them to do well, but sometimes they just have to live in the environment that they live in. Okay, what else? Oh my gosh, I did a favor for my neighbor the other day. And typically, she would pay for this favor, and I was like, no. I was like, let me be a good neighbor. I'll do it for you for free. It's no problem, especially in this economy. Look what she got me. She got me a plant. I have no idea what it is. It just says foliage and glass, but I think it's so cute. And this is the first time this visualization helped me understand how to do drainage without drainage holes. So that was also very cool. But yeah, so nice of her. You may have seen my shorts. So in my last video, I repotted and uppotted a lot of things. Well, my allocations that I uppotted are being very dramatic. She may lose this leaf. She has another one coming in. Some very nice commenters let me know that alocasias don't like their roots to be messed with, and I messed with them so hard. So, thank you to them for the education, but both this one, which I think that was the Jacqueline, and this is the Vigoro. This one's also, just one is being droopy. This one was a little droopy and it's actually kind of fixed itself, so that's exciting. But yeah, so we're learning with the alocasias. Guys, I think I showed you guys my Frankenpothos. Let me get my cart over here. If you don't know about my IKEA plant cart, go check out my plant tour video. This is my Frankenpothos, right? Just a bunch of different varieties, cuttings stuck in here. I fertilized it yesterday. You can't really tell what's going on in there yet. Do you think I should keep it a Frankenpothos? I was thinking about putting the cuttings back into the respected pots that they came from to just help make it fuller. I don't know. I feel like I have just been in the need for an activity, for a task, and I've been trying to find myself a task. So I did this, and now I want to revert it for some reason. Do you guys have any mixed pothos? Let me know if you like them. Oh my gosh. One of my plants recently imploded on itself. The satin peperomia, and this is all that's left. It's very cute, very small. It's fine. Sometimes you gotta implode on yourself and just restart, so trying to figure that out. I think I'm so phlegmy today, all this pollen outside. I think I am going to downsize this guy. I had put it in here because I thought it looked good before I knew that it can die from being in this much dirt. And this guy did not pop out a new leaf. It is popping out a new leaf right now. Can you see it? But only recently did it start popping out a new leaf, and it's been in here for like 7 months. So I think I need to downsize it now that I am learning. Oh, we love a gnat. Love a gnat. So we'll see. I don't know. It is pushing out another leaf, but I think I need to downsize it for better results. And I also was thinking about adding this guy to this one so they can be a little fuller together. I don't know. We'll see. Oh my goodness. I think I I think I hit 50 subscribers, which is not a lot in the YouTube realm, but if 50 of you guys were right here watching me right now, that's crazy. So thank you to y'all. I think I'm actually close to 60. I think I was at 59 last time I checked. So if you think I'm fun, if you just like me as background noise, if you like me for education, make sure to subscribe. It helps. Make sure to like and comment. That also helps. Comments are appreciated, even though sometimes it gives me anxiety. But that's okay. Okay. I think I've chatted enough. I think it's time. Just trying to think in my brain. It's all over the place. I got 50,000 thoughts at once. Okay. I am going to grab a couple Monsteras to have as examples. I just want to show this one off before we get started. New growth there. 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 There. And we're going to talk about that new growth because that is actually evidence that this plant needs more light. So we'll get to that. I think it's time to get into the more educational part. I think it's time to get into the more educational part of this video. I am going to link all the websites I found this information from. Shit. In the description. So if you would like to fact check me, if you would like to see where I got this information from, go in the description and check it out. I just knocked this over. Okay. Oh, I just swept. Listen. I keep trying to film this educational part, and I keep stumbling and fumbling over my words. So whatever's coming out, that's what's coming out. We're talking about Monsteras. This is a Monstera deliciosa. A Monstera. This is a Monstera adenosi. Still a Monstera, but looks kind of different. This is a Monstera. I think it's still a deliciosa, but it's a Thai constellation is the variegation, but it's Monstera Thai constellation, whatever. All of those are Monsteras. All Monsteras are a part of the aroid family. That is any large family of terrestrial, aquatic, or epiphytic flowering plants, chiefly of the tropical regions. I'm looking at notes if you see me looking down. Now, they are native, Monsteras are native to Central America, ranging from Mexico to Panama. However, they can be found in Hawaii because during the 19th and 20th century, they were brought over there during the global botanical exchange. There goes my washing machine. I can't remember exactly what they were doing. I feel like they were doing tests, like experiments over there, and they naturalized, and they are now commonly found in the wild. Now, when we have Monsteras as houseplants, they genuinely stay like, you know, like hand size or whatever. But in the wild, they grow up trees in the wild. They grow up big old trees. And my boyfriend recently went to a botanical garden with his family without me. And there they had big old Monstera. So you can see that's like how big, and look at all those holes in the middle. Like that's way bigger than this right in here. And then they climb up trees. So this is a bunch of them climbing a tree right there. I actually don't think it's a tree. I think they have, it seems like at the top, like a metal cage that they're all climbing, which mimics a moss pole, which we will talk about in a little bit. You can see in this picture, I think this, I don't know, this might be a philodendron versus a Monstera, but similarly, they get roots going up, and they use that to embed into rocks or into the bark, and then they climb up the trees, and they get huge when they climb up to the trees. So let's talk about the name, Monstera deliciosa. Monstera is derived from the word monster, or monstrous for the size of the leaves, and deliciosa derives from delicious, which is a reference to the fruit that they can bear in the wild. According to the websites that I looked up, the fruit smells similar to a pineapple/banana combo and is said to taste like a fruit salad, like a mixture of a bunch of different fruits. I have seen videos of people grow a fruit in greenhouses on their Monstera, but typically I think those plants have to be like 3+ years old, and they need to be babied, I feel like, to get a fruit to come out. But you can look up videos of the fruit. They're like scaly, like pineapples, and they'll like, the scales will like pull apart when it's ripe. It's very interesting. According to houseplantresourcecenter.com, there are 22 types of Monstera, with Monstera deliciosa, the first one I showed you, being the most common. Now we're going to talk, this is a different Monstera plant. I went and grabbed a different one. We're going to talk about the anatomy of a Monstera. You can see this is the back, all of it's going this way. If I had support or a moss pole, it would probably be like here, which is really what it needs. So we're gonna talk about nodes. So you can see this new leaf, it's growing out of this little area right here. This is the node. This is a node, this is a node, this is a node. These are important for if you want to cut and propagate your plants. The internode is the space in between two nodes. So we have two nodes right here. This is the internode. This is typically where people do their cuts. They usually do it like right under or right above. I think right under typically. All right, an aerial root, I have a better example with a different plant of an aerial root. This right here is an aerial root. So they use these in the wild to climb up the trees and to cling. This is another one that actually I think has recently been activated. It's gotten a little bit longer. Not sure what's happening with that. Oh my gosh. New growth. Can you see it? How exciting. And then we have the petiole and the sheath. The petiole is just the stem part which connects the leaf to the plant. This moves. So this has a muscle like up in this area that moves the plant to get to the proper amount of light. So if you time lapse a plant, sometimes you'll see it moving around. This is the muscle that is moving that. And then we have the sheath. So the sheath is like, whoa, it's like this stuff right here. This protects these when they're shooting out. So this one actually has a little bit of sun damage because it did not have a sheath to protect it. It also helps with support with connecting the petiole to the stem. So when it comes to Monstera anatomy, we have nodes, which is where roots, branches, and aerial roots grow from, which are good to know for when you want to do propagations. Internodes, which is where you cut when you want to do propagations, the in-between space. This is what gets long or leggy when your plants don't have enough light. So like a lot of my outdoor crops got leggy because I had them inside under an insufficient grow light. So this guy got leggy going this way because he was growing away from the light, so I cut him. Nodes, internodes, aerial roots, which are roots that grow out of the stem above the ground. In the wild, these roots are used to climb trees or rocks. We have petioles, the stalk that connects the leaf to the main stem of the plant. This moves the position so the leaf receives the right amount of light. And then we have the sheath, the protective layer around the base of the Monstera's petiole. Its job is to help support the petiole and stabilize the connection. It also provides protection for its new growth. Now you'll see with a lot of Monsteras that they get these splits, and when they get those holes in the middle, those are called fenestration. So that's technically a fenestration because it's not open right there. We don't know exactly why the plants get these, but it's theorized that as plants grow up in the wild, it's to, one, allocate for wind, because if this was full, it wouldn't allow wind to pass through and it could get ripped. And then it's also to allocate for light shining through other leaves, because as these get so compact in the wild, the light still needs to get to the leaves below it, so it lets the light move down, lets the light bounce down. Monsteras are also related to calla and peace lilies, philodendron, and pothos. So, if you care about any of that, I don't care about that, but throw that in there for the nerds out there. All right, quick recap. They are part of the aroid family, typically found in tropical regions. They are related to calla and peace lilies. There are like 22 different types of Monstera, and some of them don't even look like this. Some of them look more like philodendron, and some of them don't even look like that at all. The name derives from monster or monstrous, deliciosa from delicious. Its origins are Mexico to Panama, all of Central America. We went over the anatomy. Okay, let's go over the care. So, this is where do as I say, not as I do comes into play. Monsteras like bright and direct sunlight. I have most of my Monsteras in my IKEA cart facing mostly east, but an east-south window. They get direct light in the morning time. They haven't had any damage for the most part. Some, that new growth has had a little bit of damage, but none of the other new growth has. South-facing window is going to be your best bet, but bright, indirect light. So for soil, you got to think about, they will grow up trees. So they're not like in compact soil, which is what the big box stores often have in their soil. So what I do, take it out, get all that soil out of there, throw it away. I will use a mixture of potting soil, not garden soil, potting soil, mixed with orchid bark. Some people say not to use orchid bark because it can be drying. I've had no issues with using orchid bark, and perlite. If you're going to use perlite, use it outside. It is very dusty. You need to be in a well-ventilated area. If you are going to use it with a mask. Use it at your own discretion. Do not use it inside. Do not use it around your pets. Outside, masked up. You don't want to inhale that stuff. So, potting soil, orchid bark, perlite. That is what I use in my mixture. I think I have leca in some of these because I didn't have orchid bark and I wanted that thicker drainage stuff. So you could throw leca in there. We want to allow air to be able to get to the roots. That's the whole point of making a chunky soil mix, which is what that mixture is. These plants, yes, they need water. If they're sitting in water, just like us, they're going to drown. They need air just like we do. So you need to allow some movement in there so the roots can get that oxygen. Chunky soil is going to be your best option. When you water it, you know it's a chunky soil mix when you pour it and it like comes out almost immediately from the bottom. Which, speaking of, you need to have drainage holes. If you don't have drainage holes and you have your plant just sitting in this with nowhere for the water to go, you're drowning your plant. You are drowning it. It needs oxygen. It needs oxygen, which is why I like these clear pots, because you can see that there is some moisture in there. I bottom watered this yesterday, so there's moisture to like here, and I can see when it needs more. Recommend watering when the top 2 inches of the soil are dry, if you don't have clear pots. So yeah, I hope any of that made sense, to be honest with you. Okay, you will see a lot of people have their Monsteras with a moss pole or just like some kind of support. If you put them on a moss pole, they will mimic how they grow in the wild. And a moss pole is not something you can just buy at the store. If my mom is still watching, it's something that a lot of people make. This is... I follow this person. This is some guy's garden _ on Instagram. And this is an example of not a Monstera. I don't know what this is. Just a plant on a moss pole. So this is just an example.
Is living in only moss. And a lot of you seemed interested in learning how to do this as well. So let's do a quick step-by-step. Excuse the outfit change. It is cold everywhere else in my house except this plant room. But let's go through.
So you can see This big, long, clear thing that's got straps, that's a moss pole. So I think this is a Russo, which is a brand. Russo moss pole, which is like a plastic thing that they put sphagnum moss in. And then they help the plant by adhering it to the moss pole. And then it allows the plant to root into the moss like it would onto a tree and grow. And this allows the leaves to get bigger. And let me show you what happens when you don't put it on a proper support. This is a piece of wood. Yeah, I know it doesn't work that well. All right, this is my newest leaf. See how there's no holes and there's no fenestration, and it's actually quite small compared to these leaves? That's a sign that this plant is not getting enough light, because it's creating leaves that are whole because it needs to absorb more light. When it has these slits, it doesn't absorb as much light, and it's shooting out smaller leaves because it needs support, probably. And it honestly, no, nothing. Well, I do see some roots at the bottom. He might need to be repotted. I am thinking about trimming these. But yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Monsteras like support. But like I said, I'm not out here for the biggest leaves. I'm out here to have a hobby and to take care of things. I do think I want to get 1 or 2 on a moss pole, but I think I'm going to look for other support ideas when it comes to my Monsteras. Okay, I think that's all I have to say. I hope you like hanging out with me a little bit. If you didn't, that's fine too. I'm trying to make sure I don't have anything else to say before I go. Mabel, you got anything to say? Mabel, you got anything you want to add? Oh, there's a bird outside in the bird bath. She's not paying attention to us. All right, y'all. Hope you learned something. If not, I hope I was entertaining. If not, you're probably still not around. I will see you next time. Have a good day. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you guys, I got my library card yesterday. I'm so excited to be able to go to the library. Go support your library. Go get a library card, and then you can use the Libby app. Oh my God. So be nice to people. Don't litter. Be nice to animals. Go get a library card. Bada bing, bada boom. See you next time.